Humanity, I love you all with all my mind, with all my heart, with all my might. I love you all forever, infinitely, eternally. We are one. We're one with all. We're infinite energy. We're infinite love. We're infinite creation. Our Father, the Sun, our Mother, the Earth, our Creator, the human heart. So we can love, so we can exist. We're here today. So I can talk to you here and now. The citizenry of the Republic of planet Earth. Us, humanity, human liberation, as it has come to fruition today, always, forever, infinitely, eternally. We founded the Republic on the 26th of May, 2023. And this will forever be the case, because this is who we are. We are humanity. We're Earth. We're the human race. I love you all very much with all my heart. And I want to do this video following the same logic of sequences that I have been following. This idea of a new way of being, understanding who we are, the human heart, the human beat, the human pulse, the pulse of creation, the pulse of life, us, the human heartbeat here on Earth. The heartbeat generates the electric-magnetic field around us that makes us who we are, makes us human, it makes us alive. It gives us life so we can create through love, because the heart feels, because it created us, so we can also do the same, create through love, deeds that are loving deeds, loving actions, purposeful daily action. This is what we do, this is what we're here to do on Earth, because we're infinite energy, infinite creation. This is who we are. We're infinite light. We're infinite light beings. We're spherical light beings. This is who we are. We're infinite spherical energy. This is who we are. Compass. This is who we are. All humans are a compass. We shatter illusions and render fantasies obsolete. This is who we are, and this is what we do forever. We're electrical. I love you all. We manifest free will through our actions. And because of that, I want to talk to you about this nature of who we are. Our infinite love, our infinite energy, our infinite nature. Through the human heart, through the heartbeat, us every day, daily, here on Earth. Our home, our planet, Earth, our Mother Earth, our Republic, Earth Republic, planet Earth, the Republic of planet Earth, us, the citizenry, its children. Love you all. So, a new way of being. So as you know, you can always refer to the Republic's content on why.how for more information. As you know, this book that I've written for humanity as part of our existence and our collective experience, human liberation, is here for everyone. And I communicate in visual ways because our eyes are powerful. And remember, light comes through the eyes, and we are light, we're energy, so we see and we observe. So that's why the visual nature of our eyes allows us to understand things quicker, because this is who we are, we're light. So this visual is called a new way of being, and zones. You can refer to them as zones. The zones that we all, experience as humans. So you can refer to these on our repository, the Republic's repository, and that will be y.how/zones. That's y.how/zones. So let's start at the very beginning. So obviously there is these zones that we go through as we experience reality here on earth, from unawareness to self-awareness. Remember, we're light beings, we're spherical light beings, we're infinite energy, we're a benevolent race, we're a heartful species. This is who we are. It's our nature to love. Our heart's desire is to love, because we are created by the heart. The heartbeat gave us life. Thus, the heart is our creator. So, if you understand that, which is biological and is just the way it is, then you start to understand this fundamental idea of zones that we all humans experience as we graduate through these stages of metamorphoses, these stages of transformation, inside-out transformation that us, the human species, go through to become one with light, with infinity, with everything, because this is who we are. We're light. We're infinite energy. So start at the very beginning, and that's the comfort zones. So comfort zone. The comfort zone is when we as humans avoid challenges and we play it safe. So essentially we are in a fearful state. In a way, we're pretty much, shut. We are not really doing what we're supposed to, which is to create, to love. And this is something that happens because of, as I was saying, in inside-out transformation, there is this us here on earth. We have memories. And we, since the moment we're born, even before pre-born, as our brain develops and our senses start to take hold, we're self-aware because we already have a heartbeat, you see? So when we are in the womb, there is a heartbeat, which means we're alive. So since the moment we start to have a heart and there is a heartbeat in the womb, that's the moment we start to exist. So obviously, as the heartbeat generates the conditions for life through infinite energy, then the cells start to reproduce and duplicate, and all this process moves into the full gestation of life and conception as we know it. So life happens as a result of the heartbeat inside the womb and all these motions, electrical motions that generate and power all the cells inside the DNA, so the genetic code can be activated and the energy flows through the cells into its ability to replicate. And then we start to generate the different elements that make us, through energy and creation and life, this love energy of creation through the heartbeat. So the heartbeat of a child in the womb is that motor, the engine that allows for the full formation of the fetus. And then obviously from that moment there is a point in which the brain is fully developed and there is senses already, and we are alive, but we are inside before we go out. So because of these, then we have to understand that it is very powerful, because before pre-birth, we already, when we're in the womb, we already have emotions and feelings, and we sense, and we are alive, and we're conscious, and we start to create at that very age when we are inside the womb. That's when the process of life really starts for us, when the heartbeat first forms. Then, because of that beautiful thing that happens, then depending on the circumstances in which we find ourselves, our mother, and all these different mechanisms, we start to share the feelings with our mother and the circumstances that our mother lives while she is with us in gestation, in the process of creating life. So her emotions, her feelings, her existence, her heartbeat also resonates with our heartbeat. And all these different processes form us at a very early age. This is why we call it comfort zone, because when we are in the placenta, we're quite comfortable, it's cozy, it's nice, it feels good, it's warm, we're safe, we're protected, we have an umbilical cord that fits us, we don't really have to do much. So this is why going back into the past of our deepest memories, which start when we are in the womb, is fundamental to awaken, because as you can see, the deeper the memory, the more profound the transformation. So as you start to form these ideas in your early brain formation, then obviously it has to do with the feelings and the mind states that your mom has and the experiences that she has while she is impregnated. So if your mom has a very negative lifestyle and there is a lot of negativity and thoughts that are not positive and negative loads, as I have spoken to you in the past, this destructive energy, all those information, all those data sets, all these data will be passed to you through the brain circuitry, through emotions and feelings, because you are part of her, you're inside of her. You feel what she feels because you're connected, you're one. So obviously a lot of the imprinting that happens early on in our lives has to do with the traumas and the fears that we experience while we are in our mom's womb, because of that experience and the feelings and the way she feels through her day-to-day life. And that has to do a lot with her context, if you have a father and the relationship they have when they're together. And also that has to do with the context of that person's and the day-to-day. So all these things come as one, and they all are part of it. So because of that, we move into this state when we are grown-ups and we're aware already of comfort zones, because it starts in the womb. Our deepest resides, right? The placenta, that comfortable area where we were when we were born, before we were born. So if you think about it logically, when we play it safe, when we avoid challenges, a lot of those times has to do with fears that are not ours. Our fears that we inherited, that came through us in our DNA as a result of the memories and the traumas of our ancestors, our family, our root, where we came from, our mom, what we learned from her experience, emotionally speaking. So because of these, then we are born already with a conditioning set of memories, because we hear when we're in the womb, we feel when we're in the womb, we think when we're in the womb, at a very primitive level in terms of development, but we still have these instincts because it's there. So if you think about it, all this information is stored in the subconscious, but it manifests in day-to-day life as you start to develop and become older, and it shows in our lives as fears. This is why we move into the fear zone, and this is when we are aware, but we start to make excuses in our day-to-day life and creeping self-doubt and all these ideas that we don't understand that stop us from growing and developing. A lot of it has to do with that gestation time, plus our own experiences, as I said, inside-out transformation, early memories in our lives. All these things matter to the here and now, the present moment. All the previous events, all the previous experiences, from the moment we were born and pre-birth to the moment that we become self-aware and understand who we are here and now. So this is an entire process. All these memories, all these emotions, all these feelings reside deep in our subconscious at any level of scale. So it is our journey, it's part of our duty, our responsibility as self-aware, conscious, loving creatures, humans, to go through them and love ourselves so we can be grateful and transmute all that negativity, all this negative load, all these negative thoughts, and transform them into infinite awareness and infinite energy of love and creation, and be grateful for the opportunity so we could actually be here today alive. So this is how it works. And obviously, as we start to realize that and we go through our memories, the deeper we go, the more profound the transformation. You start to get to know yourself better through self-discovery, self-awareness. Remember, self-love. You start to love and accept all those memories, start to populate your mind, and then you go through them. They kind of like come in a queue, it's a stack, and then you start to go through each of them emotionally and deal with the emotions so you can move on and process them. This is how it works. This is a process. So it goes, it's a biological thing that we all do if we are self-aware and we're capable of self-love and accepting who we are, no matter the circumstances and no matter what happened to us in the past. We all creators, we all infinite energy, so we can live in the moment and do the things that we do. So, which is creation, because we are the heartbeat, we're infinite beings, we're compass, we shatter illusions and we render fantasies obsolete. Remember, these memories are illusions because they're not real, they happened already. And a lot of them are very deep illusions because they come from pre-birth. These are fears that do not belong to us, that were imprinted to us through our DNA, through our, instincts, through what our mother and the experiences that she lived while we were in her placenta. So if you understand this concept, then you start to realize very quickly what that means. And it's very simple. It means that we are being given a great opportunity to self-liberate. And this is why we have liberated the human race. And human liberation has taken hold right now because we have been able to come to terms with who we are fully, full circle, because we're a light, spherical being. We're infinite energy. And remember, these memories, some of them are not ours, are imprinted. Some of them are ours through our life experiences, events in our past, previous events in our journey as we develop. This is not the event. Remember, the memory that your mom, the moment when your mom felt the way she did because of the circumstances and it imprinted that emotion into you and you got that when you were in the womb, that's not yours, that's hers. So it's an imprint. It's an image. It's an illusion because it's not yours, it's someone else's. You're just getting it as a result of being inside her because you're connected, your heartbeat, her heartbeat is one. You're together, you're feeling as she feels, you're developing, you're part of this thing called creation, gestation. Then conception comes and then your memories start to form because you're already out, you're experiencing, you're outside the womb, you are actually living already your heartbeat, you have your own memories, your own things. They're not imprints, they're actually your memories. At this stage when you're young, they're subconscious memories, but still they're memories. And you can tap into them because we have access to them if we go deep into our memory pools, because this is what we do. Remember, all these memories are illusions. Why? Because they're not the event. The event took place already. We just casting, projecting that memory. We're casting, we're projecting that memory in the moment, right now. And those emotions that are attached to those memories are part of this illusion. All these illusions have this energy load attached to them, this cognitive load attached to it that is sometimes destructive, sometimes negative, bad. It's not good for us, it's dysfunctional. So we need to deal with it scattered. We have to dissipate it. We have to counter it. We have to transmute it. We have to shatter it. We have to essentially eradicate it by this process of self-love, which is infinite energy. And then it gets self-destroyed. And then it transmutes and it evolves and it transforms and it metamorphosizes into self-love and infinite love. And the way you do that is through gratification in terms of gratitude. So gratitude, being grateful, gratefulness. This idea is that is the end state of these negative emotions that allowed you to become who you are today. When you're grateful for those memories that are fantasies, illusions, remember these memories are not real, they happened already. When you cast them, you project them in your mind and you visualize them and you see them, and then you have these emotions and these feelings. When you're aware and self-conscious here and now, then you start to love them and love the moment and accept them for what they are, memories, nothing else, lessons, experiences that teach us lessons. And then when we do that, then it moves into this higher state of energy and it gets transformed, it gets converted, it gets metamorphosized into gratitude and self-love and acceptance and infinite love and energy. And then we just don't have this negative load in us anymore. So what does that do? Well, it helps us first evolve and become light beings as we are, because it takes all this negative load, this destructive energy off us, because we change the energy, elevate the energy state into infinity by loving it and accepting it and being grateful. And when that does happen, then it's beautiful, because the memory is actually becomes a positive energy. Because when we look back and we think of these memories, then we think of them positively, because they don't have any negativity in them anymore, because that energy has been transmuted. It has been eradicated, dissipated, fully shattered. It's not an illusion anymore. It doesn't render fantasies in your mind. You see, when these illusions have a negative load and they render a fantasy, then you start to live a fantastical life. It's a fantasy life of like not real things, and these emotions drive you and do things. That's why you make excuses subconsciously and you don't know why. This is why you're in fear, because of this deeply resided fear that is subconscious. This is why you have creeping self-doubt and you don't understand and all these things. This is why you give up on things of that nature. This is why you play safe, you avoid challenges, comfort zones, fear zones, because of that. Because of the negative load of these memories that are essentially stopping you from evolving. But when you transform this energy through self-love and gratitude, what does that happen? Well, it's a very powerful notion, because what it does, it transforms it into this infinite energy of creation. And then the memory is not an illusion anymore. It doesn't render any fantasy stopping you. It actually becomes a beautiful memory of your life that allowed you to be grateful and accepted and understand who you are, and it was part of your journey. So every time you cast and project that memory and recall it and access it, it's beautiful and it's positive energy. So it helps you because it's your origin, it's your experience, and you're proud of it. It helps you, it gives you strength because it's who you are, it's your true self, it's your identity. It shaped you into who you are today, self-love, infinite energy, creation. So this is where it comes from. So we're moving through the zones. Then when you start to understand this process, then obviously the learning zone is a powerful one, because it's this very stage that I'm referring to right now. When you start to understand that these negative lows of your previous events and the past in your memories, you inside out transformation. You go into your memory pools and you start to transform yourself, because you move the negativity out of it and transmute it into positivity. So it's beautiful. And this is when you start taking risks, because these fears do not have a hold of you anymore. This is when you allow failure, because you understand that you learn through making mistakes. And this is humility. This is what it is. It's that human element that allows us to grow, because we're facing things. We are not taken by these things anymore. These are not things that hold us prisoners any longer, because we have transmuted the energy state through processing that through love, self-love, and gratitude. So then that's when we start to welcome feedback. And you see, it's not a coincidence that we start to listen to others and be humble and understand and grow and move away from arrogance and low levels of consciousness, because it's part of this infinite feedback. You see, as you moved away from negativity into positivity, that's a positive reinforcement loop. You're changing the energy, you're moving into a higher frequency, into a higher level of thinking and awareness. So because of it, this welcoming feedback situation is not only you open in society, as you can talk through actions and actually ask for help, and you evolve and learn, but also internally it's the same feedback mechanism manifested biologically into day-to-day with your actions. So you're open, because inside you're open to change. So you change in inside, so outside also changes. Our perception and our day-to-day changes as a result of our internal actions, because it's all connected. That's why it's inside-out transformation. We metamorphosize into light beings when we understand this idea that we're infinite energy, because nothing is holding us, because our energy is quite high, because we know who we are, our heartbeat. So this is the way it is, very high levels of energies. That's why it is a flow state, because we're flowing with energy, with infinity. So then, of course, you think of this idea, and then that obviously leads to developing skills. You start to grow, you start to form new ideas, new thoughts, new patterns of behavior, and you change your attitude and you change who you are fundamentally, because you are not the same person anymore. You're the same human being in terms of a body, you're the same heart, but you are a different human being because your mind is forever changed, because your fantasies and illusions have nothing to do with that anymore. They are positive images now. You have shattered them, you have rendered them obsolete. This is how it is, and it would always be like this. This is why you are transformed into a light being, spherical light being, loving forever, because this is who we are. So then obviously we move into this new zone, which is the growth zone. Once you understand your infinite energy and creation, then when you start to truly conquering your fears, because they don't have a hold of you anymore. You conquer your fears through action. You render those fantasies, those illusions obsolete. You shatter them, because you can actually understand who you are and the things that you can do and the power that resides inside of you, because you're infinite. Inside out transformation. It's a profound transformation, because you go deep into your memories, so you can actually understand who you are, love yourself, and understand the nature of it, which is eternal infinity, eternal love, and move on and create from that point onwards. Because that's what we are. We're creators. We're compass. This is who we are, spherical light beings. We create. This is the reason why we're here, because we're infinite energy. We're infinite love. This is what we came here to do through our mechanisms. So then obviously we start to master ourselves. You see, when there is no fears inside of you, then what's there then? Well, energy, infinite life, infinite love. So these fears don't exist because you transmuted them. They're all loving thoughts and emotions. So when you have thought, loving and emotions, then what happens? Well, you're infinite energy. You actually create love. You create energy. Fear is not a thing anymore, because you are creating love with your actions. You start to create. You start to do things that are meaningful for you. And then what does that do? Energetically speaking, as creators, infinite love and infinite manifestation, then we start to get results. Results that are tangible. And not only from our perspective, but from humanity's perspective, people start to see what we're doing and they start to resonate with it, because they also love, whether they're aware of it or not. And they start to see the quality of it, because it's a vibration. You see, it's a feeling, it's a heartbeat. We all have it. And then, hey, things start to get going for you. Starts to happen. Oh, these results are forever. And then, of course, that allows you to keep going. Your compass, manifested purpose, comes as a result of what? That identity and true self, knowing who you are, why you're here, purpose, understanding time and energy, going to the past, understanding your memories, transmuting them, transforming them into beautiful experiences because of self-love and gratitude and acceptance. And then, of course, what is that? Well, time management, energy management, right now, here and now, daily energy, daily results. This is what we do, and that's how we connect it all, because we are infinite light beings. We are compass. We shatter illusions, rendering fantasies. We create, we manifest with our actions. Daily action, daily purposeful action. That's what we do. Action, action, action. So if you think about it from that point of view, then it becomes very clear. It becomes very clear that then your purpose is obvious. It's going to happen. It's going to manifest, because your love is what you have in your heart. It's nothing else but creation, infinity itself. Nothing else but creation and infinity else in your heart, because this is who you are. Love, infinite energy. Finding your purpose is obviously that, because you find yourself so you can have a purpose, because our purpose is to find ourselves so we can actually have a purpose and understand who we are. Infinite energy, infinite love. And when you understand these, then things start to really happen, because your actions are purposeful. Purposeful daily action, aligned with your true self, with your purpose, with your identity, with your time and energy. It's a powerful mechanism. And because of why, how, and these recalibrating system, these recalibrating mechanism, the self-correction mechanism, the self-correcting guidance inside our compass itself, our light being, because we're infinite in energy, in terms of energy, and we're infinite because we're spherical, because of our heartbeat and our electromagnetic field around us. Then that, obviously, what does that do? Well, it's very simple. What that does is that it gets you going with flow and energy, because things start to happen through your actions, because of the right actions that you're taking, because they're aligned with your true self and your purpose and your infinite love and infinite creation and infinite energy. And this is how it is. It goes. And then your purposeful actions lead to what? Results. And this is what? Flow. You start to see things happening. You start to flow. Things start to happen. You see it. Manifests. You get the feedbacks. You're feeling good. These good emotions. Positive reinforcement loops of emotions. Not only love, but happiness and all these different things. And then obviously what happens? Well, you start living your dreams because you're on true north. You get to your destination, objectives, goals. All these things start to really happen for you. Accomplishments. Because you manifest your existence with your actions. That is to say, your free will, which is your dreams come true, your wishes, your desires, they come true with daily action because we're infinite energy of creation. We create what's in our minds with our actions because we're love. This is who we are. And when we know that, then we are into this infinite growth zone, this infinite potential of the human race, which is who we are, benevolent species. So if you understand that, then of course in this manifested purpose, you're manifesting your purpose with your actions, with your free will, because you have the ability to manifest free will because of the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. We're compass. We manifest free will. We shatter illusions and we render fantasies obsolete. This is what we do. And then we start to create tangible things in our life that are only for us, but for everyone else in society, because that's just the way it is. And this is all our true self. You see, self-love is an endless mechanism. It's infinite in nature because this is what we are. We're infinite. Hope this makes sense. And I love you very much. Everybody out there, this is obviously part of the wisdom that we all have collectively here on Earth because we are infinite. And this is our republic forever. And this information is publicly available to all the citizens of the republic on our repository, why.how. Please go to why.how/zones and access this information for free. Also on our Substack and on YouTube. I love you very much. Have a wonderful day. Remember, we all one. We're the heartbeat of Earth. We're the heartbeat of existence. We are the heartbeat of humanity. We all one. We're infinite energy. We're infinite love. This is who we are forever, eternally. Here on Earth, our republic. Earth Republic. Mother Earth. We, the citizenry. I love you all.